Hi,
everybody.
We're live at 5 for Broadway.com. And I'm Paul Wintour.
I'm Beth Stevens. It's February 28th. We have a terrific guest.
Max! Fred Johanson, Sunset Boulevard. Max von Merling. We love him. He's so good, you guys. Broadway newbie.
Broadway newbie.
But a lot of fancy credits on his resume. He's played a lot of great
Fancy.
men.
I love having fancy people in my
Yeah.
life.
So he's here, but we have news. What's the news,
We
Beth?
do. There's so much news.
What's happening?
Will Swenson.
Yes, we know him.
Will Swenson is going to be in Waitress.
I know.
This is a big surprise today, wasn't it?
It was. Well, yeah, Sarah Bareilles has coming in with
She's assembling her group.
her team.
So he's coming in the same day as Sarah Bareilles, which is March 31st. And he's going to play Earl. That's Jenna. That's Sarah Bareilles' role.
Earl's the hubby. The
hubby.
guitar strumming, slightly dark hubby.
Not that slightly, but
well,
yeah.
it's a lot of issues. But yeah, we're excited. We love Will. So
We love Will Swenson.
It's fun to have
That'll be
him back
super
on the
fun.
board.
So Paul Alexander Nolan.
We know him too.
We do. He's starring in the Broadway aimed, what is it called now? The Jimmy Buffett musical. What is it called? Welcome to Escape from Escape 2. I don't know what you're doing. But
You're
going
escaping to
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville, because that's the name of his restaurant chain.
Is that really?
Yeah, he has a restaurant chain, so I'm sure he wants you to escape to it, not from it.
Well, we know that they
And
serve.
buy some margaritas.
I was just going to say, we know what they serve at Waitress. They serve pies, and we can only guess what they're going to serve at that show. That starts at the La Jolla Playhouse.
So Paul
in
Nolan's
May.
in it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, and that's going to like New
moving around.
Orleans, New Orleans. That's doing a little, and that's coming to Broadway.
That's the plan.
It will come to
That's
Broadway.
Of course
Yeah,
it will.
totally.
Of course it will. So there's going to be a new musical drama on Fox.
Oh yeah.
And it reunites the Hairspray Live team, and that's Kenny Leon, who's Tony winner, of course,
Right.
and directed, and producers Craig Zaden and Neil Marin.
Right.
That sounds fun, right?
Yeah.
Cotton Club, 20s, Harlem.
You know, Craig and Neil, they up until this year they produced the Oscars, right? And I was
Yeah.
actually thinking this is the first year they haven't produced it, and look what happened. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's kind of funny. I mean, it was like such a.
You're doing the math.
It's very political.
Oh my God. Josh Charles has joined the cast of the world premiere of Annie Baker's new play. Annie Baker won a play.
Josh Charles? Oh,
Josh
nice.
Charles from The Good Wife. Annie Baker's new play. Annie Baker, of course, is a Pulitzer Prize winner
What's it
for
called?
the flick. It's called The Antipodes.
What's that mean?
I have no idea.
Antipodes.
I'm sure you people know because you're also smart and you can Google.
I don't know.
But listen to this.
I think they're
When you
smart about
think-
musicals.
Well, that's true. It starts April 4th at Signature. The rest of the cast includes Josh Hamilton,
Oh.
the other Josh, who I
Yeah.
will mix up from now
Yeah,
on.
that's going to be confusing.
Yeah, that will be confusing. And a lot of nice, awesome people like Danny Master Giorgio, Danny McCarthy, all these people.
Good people.
Good people. Jay-Z is in the news. Jay-Z is in the news because he has jumped on as a producer
I saw
for the
this.
In the Heights movie, which we already knew was being produced by the Weinstein Company.
Is
this
this going
really
to
a
fast
thing.
track it? Maybe they'll fast track it now that Jay-Z wants it to
I
happen?
think if Jay-Z is on something, it's fast-tracked immediately.
What did he produce on Broadway? You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
I don't know.
Fela.
Oh,
Right?
yes, Fela.
Yeah. Fela. Fun fact.
Okay, I failed that pop quiz.
Alec just called, I guess he's calling In the Heights the other Hamilton. Or is he calling Jay-Z the other Hamilton? I'm not sure. But anyway,
The
he's
other
very excited.
Hamilton. I don't know what that means, but
Very excited.
it's a curious question. We have some tour news. We have a
Okay.
new Captain Von Trapp in the Sound of Music
Nicholas
tour.
Rodriguez.
Nicholas Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's very talented.
Very talented. We have a new Jerry Mulligan in the An American Paris tour. And that is McGee Maddox.
You know who I saw on the street today when I was getting my lunch? The original Jerry Mulligan.
It's like this. These are the questions I can't answer. Okay, then we know who that
Who is that? The original Jerry Mulligan.
The original Jerry Mulligan, like Cary Grant.
Yeah.
Or Gene Kelly. It's Robbie Fairchild.
Yes, I saw Robert Fairchild on the street. Hey, Robbie.
You're really testing my brain.
Sorry.
Okay, this is exciting. So
But McGee Maddox is a great name.
it is. He sounds like a baseball player from the 30s.
McGee Maddox, yeah.
Or something like that.
Beanie Feldstein still wins, though. Best showbiz name, right?
You know, Fred's here, and
Yeah.
we're going to get to that. I just
Right,
want to
no,
mention.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Someone we love, John Robin Bates,
Uh-huh.
is joining forces with Ryan Murphy for Feud
Oh.
season 2. Now, Feud season 1 hasn't
This is
started
crazy.
yet.
It starts next week.
Right,
The
it starts
Betty Davis, Joan Crawford one.
That starts on March 5th. This is next season.
It's going to be an ongoing series of feuds, famous feuds.
That's right. And the next feud is Charles and Di.
Which
The
I don't know how I
Prince
feel
and the
about
Princess of
this.
Wales. I don't know if they had a feud.
It makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like this.
But,
Is that a feud?
but it's in Robbie Bates' hands.
And he's very talented.
He's a Tony nominee for Other Desert Cities.
He created one of my favorite TV shows, Brothers and Sisters.
Which Sally Field was in.
Yes.
Now she's on Broadway.
Yes.
With Joe Mantello. There's a lot of connections here.
We're going to move on. You're right. There's a whole thing there.
We're going to move on. We have some new cast members for Broadway Backwards.
Okay, which is where they sing songs backwards?
I don't know.
No, it's where they swap sex. They swap sexes.
You know, that's good. Josh Groban.
Oh.
Cynthia Erivo. Katie Huffman. She's fun.
Yeah.
And Santino Fontana, and a whole lot of other people. Carolee Carmillo. A lot of people have joined. Elizabeth Stanley.
It's good.
It's a really great list.
Yep.
So that's going to be a fun night. Mr. Frank Langella was honored by the Roundabout Theater Company last night. We've got some fabulous pictures of him kissing and hugging Bryan Cranston and other fancy folks. We have episode...
I think that's like a lip lock, him and Bryan Cranston.
There's a lot of love
Yeah.
between those two. Speaking of that, thank you for the segue. Pucker Up, episode 3, is now on the site with Stephanie Lee from War Paint.
Yes.
And also, I interviewed not some, but I interviewed the stars of The Little Foxes, Cynthia Nixon.
Oh, yeah,
Laura
how was
Linney.
that?
They're awesome.
Laura Linney.
Laura Linney, Cynthia Nixon.
I miss Laura
Michael
Linney
McKean.
because, when Downton Abbey was on, I used to always see Laura Linney.
She introduces the whole thing. That is not really her claim to fame, but...
We have a good segue. Mark said, Fred Johanson is great in this role, as is the rest of the cast. It is a must-see. Let's meet this guy.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you, Beth. Let's come on in, Fred. Let's get in here. Nice tall guest.
Yes.
What is your height, sir?
I think it's somewhere between 6'4", 6'5".
6'4", 6'5". That is tall. I'm gonna get my posture going. How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
You're on Broadway.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoying this.
Is this a now? You're from Sweden, right?
Originally from Sweden.
Okay,
yeah.
and then
moved to London in '96.
Okay, so you've been in London for a long time.
Superstar, yeah. So
Okay, and so was Broadway a dream? Is it something that you sort of planned on, or?
To be honest with you, I didn't plan on it.
Yeah.
It was always there as a, well, that would be nice at some
Right.
point, but I didn't have like a plan to, how am I going to get there?
Right.
And then this fantastic opportunity came up, and obviously I couldn't say no.
So what happened is you met a certain lady named Glenn Close.
Mm-hmm.
You did the show with her over in London. You did
Yeah.
Sunset Boulevard. You are Max.
Yeah.
Max von Metten. Max is iconic character in film and Broadway. This is a guy.
Yeah.
This is a very, very important character.
Yeah.
And you're kind of terrifying on stage. I mean, you have to really walk that line between warmth and
yeah.
you're intimidating. Intimidating is a better word.
Okay.
You're super intimidating.
I try my best.
And then I see Michael Xavier's vlog, and you are not as a person intimidating at all. You're actually just kind of a clown, aren't you?
Yeah, we have to separate these things.
And you're rapping, and there's all sorts of things happening.
Yeah, the thing is it was his discretion, obviously, that he put it together, so he didn't ask for my permission.
I like that.
I would have, yeah.
So, so you did the show over there, and then Glenn, they wanted to bring her here, and Glenn was like, bring the whole team, right? I mean,
Yeah.
all the British leads,
Yeah.
Siobhan, Michael, and you all got to come with the show, and it was like, what was it like when you found out that moment, and it was like, oh, this is really happening now?
Yeah, we couldn't believe it, because it was a bit, back and forth. Obviously, it's going to happen,
right?
So when it did happen, we were beside ourselves with joy and excitement, but then obviously had to rearrange our lives a little bit to make that work. But
so let's talk about this Max guy. Do you enjoy embodying him and hearing all that? Like, there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot with him. He walks on stage and just sort of.
Yeah, he's
mystery.
very, very, very interesting. Actually, he's there's so many layers to him.
Yeah.
That I try to, reveal as the show goes.
Yeah, that's the great thing. You don't know much about him at first.
No.
And you find out a lot. And we're not telling you any of it. Go see the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go see it. That's what makes him so interesting as well. That is not the obvious. He's not the obvious baddie or he's just there as he is Norma Desmond's kind of life, link to external life.
Yeah, he's kind of keeping her alive in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
right?
And he's doubles up as a bodyguard, butler, cleaner, handles the finance,
chauffeur,
drives the car,
yeah,
walks the monkey. It's yeah, and then of course he has to keep an eye on Joe.
Joe
so that he
doesn't
doesn't hurt her too much. So it's great. There's such a well written part as well.
Yeah.
And it's got lovely songs to sing.
Yeah, you have some great songs, and you actually do get to drive a car. You get to drive a car. There's a car on stage.
Yeah,
that's always exciting.
Every night, I'm so scared I'm going to crash.
Is there? Are you actually moving? Are you having control over it?
Yeah, that's kind of.
So you got Glenn in the back.
Yeah.
So you don't want to crash it.
No.
And you have to. And it's a small. From what I saw, you're driving off. And you're actually doing that. That's really happening.
Yeah, it's all down to, the car is preset at a certain place on stage, and then you have about that much on either side of it.
Wow.
Yeah, at some point there will have obvious touch wood, glass, plastic. But so far so good.
Wow.
I mean, the guys backstage there are phenomenal. They're really.
Yeah. So when did you first get on stage? How old were you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think that was with a kind of rock band when I was 10. I was playing keyboards.
I've seen some music videos of yours online.
Yeah,
there's a lot of video evidence of your life. Yeah, there's a lot of hairdos and a lot
lots of hairdos. Yeah,
a lot of stuff. Yeah,
that all kind of started.
So you started like maybe with a little bit rock and roll interest.
Yeah, rock, soul, and pop.
Rock star,
pop.
Of course.
I did a couple of albums back in Sweden.
Right.
Where I'm from, so, but then. 94, I got the opportunity to be in Fame the musical.
Shlomo's my favorite character. I love saying that name. Shlomo.
Yeah.
You were Shlomo.
Yeah, he was great actually. I think I was one head taller than everyone else on stage. But it was great. I had to learn how to mimic playing a violin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But I managed to trick a guy who was in the audience. He was actually a violin player. He thought I played it for real, so I was very proud of that.
And you famously you were Pontius Pilate in Superstar, and that was the Superstar that was filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool because there's like
very cool.
A lot of documentation of that.
Yeah,
it lives on.
That was a great experience.
You can watch it on YouTube, right? You can watch a lot of your
it's
a lot of your Pontius Pilate stuff.
It's and that was lovely. It was filmed in Pinewood Studios.
Pinewood Studios is like famous. That's like
do all the Bond movies and stuff.
Yeah, that's the famous place to like film stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was filmed there.
No,
how cool. Did you feel like you're like a big movie star during that month?
For the 4 days I was there. Maybe.
You were also Old Deuteronomy. There's a good photo of that on your website, which I enjoyed. And you were the Beast. You played all these guys. Yeah. You played all these roles. You played Juan Perón.
Right? Yeah, that too.
Yeah. What else? What am I forgetting?
Javert.
Yeah, you're that guy. You're on that track. You're that guy.
I mean, it's such a privilege to be cast in those parts because they are fantastic. Yeah, they really are.
But you definitely do walk that sort of bad guy line sometimes, right?
Yeah,
no, for sure. You're a little threatening, maybe.
For sure. I very rarely get cast as the romantic lead for some reason. But the Beast was, I guess, but only for the last 5 minutes.
Right.
And I think they had to spend more on makeup, making me look like a prince rather than the Beasts.
No. Now, tell me about your makeup as Max, because you look older on stage. Like, what are you doing to yourself?
They just work a little bit. Yeah, hollowing out the eyes a bit,
cool.
Getting a bit more lines, but it's quite subtle actually. A lot of it happens with the lighting. I think. So that's great. It's always a very pleasant surprise when someone after the show goes, "Oh, you look so much younger." Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. And so this music, I think this is one of Edward Ober's best scores. And you guys are on stage with that orchestra behind you. So what does that mean for you as a performer? I know that's sort of like one of the big I know Andrew sort of insists on that for his music, and he wants the music to, and it's very exciting. It's like the biggest orchestra we've seen in years, decades. What does it mean though for you as a performer up there? Do you feel the difference?
Yes. Yeah. So much. It's because normally they're obviously in the orchestra pit, and here you have them right behind you. And for those songs, they've obviously added a lot of arrangements. Well, added instruments to it, and it's just like you're in the middle of a recording studio singing it.
Right,
and
right.
It's sensational.
Okay, we have a lot of questions. Sally Brandon misses you. And Michael and Siobhan, Sally misses you.
Okay. I miss her too.
Who's the prankster of the cast? Abigail wants to know.
The prankster?
Yes.
Well, that's got to be Preston, the guy who plays Artie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's full of beans. He's great.
He keeps everything... Is that fun? Does that, like, add to the
Of
atmosphere?
course. You need
that.
that. You know, when you take yourself too seriously, it's always nice with someone who takes the edge off.
What are your 3 favorite cast recordings? Lauren wants to know.
Favorite cast recording? Oh, good question. I think there has to be Jesus Christ Superstar, the film soundtrack from the 70s.
Okay.
Amazing, with Ted Neely and Carl Anderson as Judas.
Yes. Iconic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Any others?
Well, there's so many good ones.
I know.
There's so
Sunset Boulevard is pretty good. Get that one.
Sunset Boulevard is pretty good as well.
What's your favorite thing about Sweden? Peyton wants to know.
Sweden
Tell us about Sweden. I've never been there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great country. It's beautiful. It's everything is just really high quality on a lot of things. Flats, houses, the way they build them, food, cleanliness, streets are, it gets very cold in the winter.
Does it?
And very dark as well. The sun kind of sets at 4 in the afternoon.
Sorry, go on. Michael's seeing the show on Saturday. He's very excited. Christopher wants to know, what's it been like playing this iconic role, but getting to put your own spin on it? Did you know the role before you took it on?
Well, I did it once back in Sweden in 2009 on the Gothenburg Opera House. So I had a little pre-taste of it. But then, I mean, to work with Lonnie Price, who's directed it, he's just given it so much more depth, I think, than what I had back then. And then, of course, working with someone like Glenn, she just feeds you all this information, all the emotion, all the intensity, and he just takes on that on board, and something happens every night that which is magic.
I love that you get to lead her in the final moments of the show. I mean,
his final dream is coming true. He gets to direct her again.
I know, I love that.
It's sensational.
Peyton wants to know, what's the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice?
Yeah.
Well, regarding acting or career or...
let's say career. Yeah, like a theater career. Career in the theater.
I think it's something I've kind of realized over the years, and that's perseverance. You need to just keep going.
Yeah.
Whether there's so many different jobs that anyone who aspires to become a performer will work with, and some of them are fantastic, some of them are not so fantastic, but they always lead to something new. So if you persevere and get through whatever stages you need to get through, you will keep on working, I think.
So when you did shows in Sweden, you were not doing them in English?
We were doing it in Swedish.
You did shows in Swedish.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite, Broadway song that you like singing in Swedish? No, it's so interesting how songs change when you...
Yeah, I'd have to say I do prefer them in English.
Okay.
Because it's always the language that's been written in always scans better. And, but there's some great people who's translated stuff in Sweden. I mean, Stars in Swedish. In Swedish is pretty cool. I've done that on a lot of concerts, so Swedish,
cool.
That works really well. And I guess for the audience, it becomes a bit more personal when you hear it in your own language. So.
Do you speak Swedish often, with family?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my brothers over there, my best friends, Swedish best friends. I speak them all the time. Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I have so many questions. Adam is sending love from Sweden. You're the best. Looking forward to see you as the Phantom in Gothenburg. Is that happening?
It seems to be happening.
Oh, nice.
Which is another treat. It's the same the Gothenburg Opera House where I did Sunset Boulevard the first time.
Oh, nice.
So the lovely thing with that is that you get a 45-piece orchestra, the opera, in-house symphonic orchestra. They're like 20-piece opera choir.
Yeah.
And then they do their own version of the set, which is then very operatic.
Wow.
And it's pretty awesome.
Wow, that's exciting.
So I'm really looking forward to that, yeah.
I want to hear you do that.
Oh.
You have a beautiful voice.
Night time sharpens, height and seas. They're actually doing it in English as
It will
well.
be in English?
Which is, that very rarely happens.
Will you say something in Swedish? Will you tell them to come see Sunset Boulevard before June?
Ja. Kom och se Sunset Boulevard innan vi stänger i juni. Det är en helt otrolig föreställning med naturligtvis den fantastiska Glenn Close. Och så sitter vi här nu på Broadway.com och pratar med den fantastiska Paul. Han är en sån trevlig kille. Snygg frisyr också. So you had a great hairdo.
I wonder if that's what you said. Thank you so much for being here. You really are wonderful, and it's so exciting to have you on Broadway. Everybody needs to see Sunset Boulevard at the Palace Theater through June 25th. It's a limited run. It already was extended, but go check this guy out. He's awesome. And thank you for watching Live at 5. We'll see you tomorrow with another great guest. Bye.
Bye.